Module Overview. Local government autonomy represents a cornerstone of genuine federalism, anchoring democratic governance at the grassroots level. This module explores the constitutional foundations, legal frameworks, statutory provisions, and judicial interpretations that define and protect the autonomy and powers of local governments within federal systems. It emphasizes the vital balance between state or provincial authority and local self-governance, focusing on the degree of independence granted to local governments in matters of administration, finance, policymaking, and political leadership. The module begins by unpacking the concepts of local government autonomy, clarifying what autonomy means in legal and practical terms, ranging from political autonomy, ability to elect officials, administrative autonomy, control over staff and operations, to financial autonomy, ability to generate and manage revenues. It then examines the constitutional entrenchment of local governments in various federal constitutions, contrasting countries where local government is constitutionally guaranteed versus those where it is merely a statutory creation subject to state or provincial discretion. The module also analyzes key constitutional provisions, such as Nigeria's 1999 Constitution, Fourth Schedule and relevant sections, India's 73rd and 74th Amendments, Germany's Basic Law, Canada's constitutional practices, and South Africa's local government chapter, and how these have been interpreted by courts, legislatures, and administrative bodies. Through this lens, it evaluates how legal protections or deficiencies impact the effectiveness, accountability, and legitimacy of local governments. Finally, the module addresses the tensions and conflicts arising from constitutional ambiguities or lack of clarity in autonomy guarantees, the role of judicial review in resolving disputes, and reform trajectories to strengthen local governance in federations globally. Definition and dimensions of local government autonomy. Political autonomy. Local government's right to elect officials through free, fair elections without undue interference. Administrative autonomy. Control over recruitment, deployment, and management of local government staff and service delivery operations. Financial autonomy. Authority to raise revenue, taxation, fees, levies, manage expenditures, and maintain fiscal independence. Legal, constitutional autonomy, recognition and protection of local government status and functions in the Constitution. Constitutional entrenchment versus statutory creation, entrenched local governments, found in federal constitutions as an independent tier of government. Example: India's 73rd and 74th Amendments constitutionally mandate local self-governance. South Africa's constitution explicitly defines local government as a sphere of government. Statutory local governments, created by state or provincial laws, and can be dissolved or altered by the state government. Example: Nigerian local governments, established by state laws, often under direct state control. Implication: statutory bodies may lack security of tenure and genuine autonomy. Key constitutional provisions and legal instruments. Nigeria. Section 7.1 of the 1999 Constitution mandates the establishment of local governments by law. Section 7.2 requires financial autonomy via allocation from the Federation account. Fourth Schedule defines local government functions. However, local government autonomy is often undermined by state government interference. India. 73rd Amendment Act, 1992, grants constitutional status to panchayats. 74th Amendment Act, 1992, provides for municipalities. Articles 243 to 243(0) outline powers, functions, elections, and finances. Germany. Basic Law, Grundgesetz, guarantees municipal self-government. South Africa. Chapter 7 of the Constitution provides detailed guarantees for local government autonomy. Canada. Local governments are creatures of provinces, but some have entrenched powers in provincial constitutions or charters. Judicial interpretations in landmark cases. Courts play a crucial role in interpreting the extent of autonomy, resolving conflicts between state and local governments, protecting local governments from unconstitutional interference. Examples: Nigerian Supreme Court rulings affirming local governments' right to autonomy. Indian Supreme Court emphasizing the third-tier status of local bodies. German courts safeguarding municipal self-government. South African Constitutional Court defining powers and autonomy in landmark judgments. Autonomy challenges and constraints. State government interference. Dissolution of local councils by state governors. Appointment of administrators instead of elected councils. Fiscal dependency. Over-reliance on state or federal allocations. Limited capacity to generate local revenues. Legal ambiguities. Overlapping functions with state agencies. Vague or contradictory statutory provisions. Political manipulation. Local governments used as political tools by state elites. Administrative weaknesses. Inadequate human resources. Poor service delivery capacity. Best practices and reform trajectories. Constitutional reforms to entrench local government status and autonomy. Institutional strengthening and capacity building. Fiscal decentralization, empowering local governments financially. Judicial activism, safeguarding local government rights. Civic education and empowerment to demand accountability. International development programs focusing on local governance. Learning outcomes. At the conclusion of this module, you will be able to define local government autonomy in its political, administrative, financial, and legal dimensions. Differentiate between constitutionally entrenched and statutory local governments. Analyze the relevant constitutional provisions and statutes guiding local government autonomy in key federations. Assess the role of courts and legal instruments in protecting local government powers. Identify major challenges to local government autonomy and recommend reforms to strengthen decentralized governance.